Hey guys, it's Mark from North 7 Outdoors. Welcome back to another episode. Today we're doing a jig review. So, I was absolutely shocked with how many people don't know about dirty jigs. I don't flip a jig a lot. It's not to say I can't flip a jig. I'm not the world's greatest at like skipping a jig, but when I throw a jig, it's for a very specific reason. There's a large fish underneath a nasty looking laydown, and a big heavy flipping jig is the only way I'm going to be able to get that fish and have a chance of getting it out. So today we're actually going to try the Canterbury flipping jig here. Normally I use the new jack or no jack flipping jig version 2, I believe, and that's the best flipping jig I've ever seen so far. So we're gonna try the old Canterbury one, because I got a bunch of these. I sell them for $5 versus $9 at a store, and I sold a few last year, but I'm sitting on a pile of them. So let's make sure that they work. Just find an appropriate trailer for this and let's rock. Guys, I'm gonna flip this little laydown with the old Canterbury jig. The goal isn't necessarily to this reel is not the best for jigging. It's not my jig reel, but the goal is to try and get this snagged up, I guess, and then we'll see if we can or not. All right. The fish is certainly a bonus, but we'll just see if it can even get through the trees. Oh, no. Right there where the top is. Go down. Let her marinate. Maybe. Nope. Well, I gotta say, so far I'm pretty impressed with the Canterbury jig for $5. I mean, that I sell anyways for $5. Alright, well, that one's not really in the tree, but maybe we'll get a fish off of it. Maybe. Oh, I'm hung up. Alright. Well, there are a lot of Canadian lure manufacturers. They're best flipping jigs, and I mean a lot. It's not that I want to be negative towards Canadian jig manufacturers, but a good heavy cover flipping jig made by a Canadian is few and far between, almost non-existent. And maybe, I don't think I've ever lost a dirty jig. Oh, I think I'm off to this tree. And I'm not going to start today. So there we go. So far, that's pretty much as good as 90% of Canadian jig manufacturers, heavy cover flipping jig. Alright, we're gonna go to the Big Daddy tree next, and if it gets through there, then we know it is the real deal. But right now I don't have really a problem selling this for $5. I think it's worth $5. Went through that tree pretty good. As soon as I switched up the angle, it's not like I didn't jack it into the tree as hard as I could. I set the hook right into her. Yeah, so far, yeah, I have quite a few Canadian jigs in that tree that we were just at, and now we're gonna go to another lay down and see if we can't get snagged or get a big bass off there is always a bonus too. Just a little too high, I can't see anything. I'm having trouble. I can see a branch, that's about it. Kind of just want to parallel my shot with that. There we go. I think that's a good one. There's a fish home. Could be that one. All right, last cast for this tree. I just kind of sink through all those branches. Maybe. That's a good fish, I think. Or it's a tree branch. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh, no. Well, boat flipped him. All right. Not a good fish. But we got one on the old jig. Not even a 12-incher. Shocking. This is the smallest fish I've ever gotten out of that tree. Lost him on the boat flip, but somehow he came into the boat, so that was cool, I guess. Power of physics. All right, this jig is worth the $5 for sure. That I sell it for. I don't know what I paid for it, but it's definitely a good jig. A good heavy cover flipping jig. Like when I throw into heavy cover, I think that's where a lot of Canadians don't understand heavy cover flipping jig. Is like a lot of them come from the Kawarthas, the GTA area, and they just don't spend enough time north of 7 in the Bancroft area. All right, bonus fish number 2. We'll give her like a couple more casts in there. Like this isn't, it's not like there's a tree in there. These are just bonus fish. It's survived everything I needed to survive. Paired it up with a Berkeley Mexican little chunk there for the first time. We're just having fun right now on the jig. Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the best jig I've done a review on yet.